and thank you for joining us. Sometimes poets can be seen as singers. In some generations, poets are placed to lead the people in protestation, changing the lives of many. There was a poet fighting against the unreasonableness in the times when Korea sacrificed democracy for the economical development. His name is Kim Ji-ha, the man who was also referred to as the Solzhenitsyn of the East.
During the 1970s, when Korea's democracy was at its greatest risk, there was a clandestine poet that the Korean people secretly depended on. His name is Kim Ji-ha, the symbol of the anti-establishment movement. He had been imprisoned many times over the course of 20 years, and he also received a death sentence. He is now living as one of Korea's leading poets due to the bloom of democracy. Five Thieves is the long-scale poem that earned the poet the title of the symbol of the resistant poets. His poem starts like this. The poem Five Thieves, which was made with a traditional Korean pansori rhythm, depicted the despotic development of Korean society in the 70s. But as soon as this poem was published, he was accused and arrested by the government for being an anti-establishment writer. The problem was the characters in the poem. He told the naked truth about the corruption of the congressmen, generals, and high officials, and the oppressive government of a developing country. The suppression of the poet was once used as a barometer to measure Korea's democracy level.
1969년이 박정희 대통령이 삼성 개헌을 한 해가 됩니다. 그래서 그 69년 삼성 개헌을 전후해서부터 군부 정권, 5.16 군부 세력에 대한 격렬한 반대 운동이 확산되어 가는 과정에서 그 첫 신호탄을 올린 것이 바로 김지하 씨의 오적이 되고, 이것은 비단 문학적인 사건뿐이 아니라 70년대의 면면한 반유신 투쟁, 반 5.16 군부 독재에 대한 이 운동에 그 횃불에 불을 당긴 작품이 바로 오적이라는.
But his burning flame was banned along with his publications. Kim Ji-ha's early works were prohibited for a long period of time. The worse the situation became, the more Kim Ji-ha would protest. His early poem collection, The Yellow Earth, was made up of poetry full of outrage against the oppression. That outcry was recorded into history as an individual's plea for democracy.
The works of Kim Ji-ha received great recognition from other writers of the third world countries, earning him the Lotus Prize. He is also known as the symbol of resistant poets. His professional name Ji-ha means underground in Korean, also indicating the hidden world.
From the 60s, when Korea's democracy was still young, until the 80s, when democracy blossomed, Kim Ji-ha's literature continuously fought against the status quo. Kim Ji-ha is a poet who fought with his pen. The significance was not merely from his being a resistance poet. He opened a new literary door to Koreans. He made the people who were deep in Western literature aware of the lost nationalism in Korea. He revived the forgotten traditional rhythm and format of Korean literature.
괜찮죠? 국경, 화경. 그림의 경지에 기울지 마라. 4.19 뒤에 물리대, 서울대학교 물리과대학 쪽에서 민족문화운동이라는 게 일어났습니다. 미녀 채집하고 판소리, 탈춤, 무가, 무당들 하는 거 있죠. 그런 여러 가지 형태의 이제 그 소교들 이런 걸 많이 수집하고 또 그걸 가지고 서로 많이 토론도 하고 그 무렵부터 내 시가 변하기 시작했죠.
After the era of despotic development in Korea, Kim Ji-ha was released from prison and continued his work as a new ideologist in Korean society. While writing numerous poems and experimenting with new formats of literature, he became the symbol of a generation to Koreans. His publications so far are With a Burning Thirst, South, Love Thy Neighbor, and 20 others. In all his works, there is a common theme that never left his mind.
내 초기 시에서부터 또는 민중시 계열로 오기 이전부터도 생명에 대한 관심이 주 테마예요. 그래서 나는 이제 생명과 죽음이 대립하고 죽음은 파시즘이고 그렇게 이제 상징을 가져간 거죠. 그러나 감옥에서 체험한 건 그건 정말로 이제 죽음까지도 포함하는 큰 생명, 우주 생명 또는 환경 문제에서 우리가 보듯이 생태학적 관심 이런 쪽으로 옮겨간 거죠. 정치적 관점에서. 근데 그 다음에는 일종의 뭐랄까 생명 파괴 하고의 어떤 대결이 또 나오는 거죠.
The resistant poet Kim Ji-ha is being accepted as a new philosopher in the current dynamic generation of Korea. The poet also leads Koreans in the right direction during the changing history of the country. His collection of poetry is published by toppled, and for more information about the poet, you can log on to the following website. Thanks for being with us today. Till next time.